all starts in the amygdala. This is the technical name for the part of the brain responsible for what is known as the fight or flight response. This response prepares the body in a physical way to escape from danger and also to hunt for food effectively. It does so by releasing a cascade of chemicals designed to prepare us for danger. Adrenaline and cortisol are pumped into our system, increasing heart rate, blood pressure, and temporarily shutting down digestion and reproductive impulses. It also dampens the ability to engage in critical thought. Neuroscientists studying the brain believe this response let our ancestors evolve and succeed in prehistoric times by making our bodies into more agile and efficient survival machines. Unfortunately, this fight or flight response persists in humans almost unchanged today. So, each time we are startled when a door slams or an alarm shrieks, the response is triggered. Interestingly, this same phenomenon can also be triggered when a person perceives factual information which proves them wrong. And this is what I want to talk about today. This fight or flight response is immediate, automatic, and emotional. Buddha may not have known about the amygdala, but he powerfully knew its effects and taught us a way to recognize and respond to them. Through the simple technique of meditation, the Buddha provided us a way of perceiving the world and considering our response before acting on it. Research has demonstrated that each time we meditate, this automatic triggering of the fight or flight response is weakened. Our experience in meditation also allows us to recognize this sense of rising emotion and choose not to be engulfed by it. The Buddha called this samadhi, wise view, a starting point for responding to opinions different from our own. This is valuable knowledge to be able to consider something like an opposing view as just that, an opinion, and not a personal attack. Skillful use of wise view is an instrument of considerable strength. When engaging with a person who doesn't understand this Dharma, it provides those of us who do with a powerful, tactical edge. The human brain has evolved to help us survive, and not necessarily to recognize factual accuracy. The brain has a strong bias toward identification with one's tribe in order to survive. So rejecting a fact is easier and more rewarding to the brain than accepting any factual information which risks isolation from that tribe. For someone who is in the thrall of the fight or flight response, reacting to this disagreement actually reinforces their rejection of these facts, making their reaction stronger and less likely to change their mind. There are ways of communicating skillfully with a person who, because of the fight or flight response, has reacted strongly to the presentation of contrary facts. The first step involves establishing empathy with your communication partner. Identifying with that person so you are perceived as a member of their tribe. This minimizes the fight or flight response if someone is able to see a connection with you and perceive you as a tribe member. This connection may be ethnic, social, or even something as trivial as a common sports team. Are you both parents? Did you grow up in the same town? Do you both like Starbucks? All of these are possibilities. It makes no difference what the connection is, as long as that connection is established. If you start by first establishing this tribal connection when you disagree with someone, the likelihood of triggering the fight or flight response is automatically reduced. Buddhism teaches us to be present in the moment. This applies to every instance of communication. Enter every conversation assuming you have something to learn. Motivational speaker Stephen Covey famously has said, "Most of us don't listen with the intent to understand. We listen with the intent to reply." So use active listening, responding with summations of what you have heard. This lets your communication partner know that you were engaged in the process and really taking in the message accurately. The next strategy is simple. Respond with kindness, always. Isn't this at the heart of what the Buddha taught? Consider the Brahma-viharas, the heavenly abodes, foundational to the Buddha's teaching. Loving kindness, compassion, sympathetic joy, and equanimity. Even our pets respond positively to kindness. Once you have established an emotional link with this person, the next step is to model for them ways of acknowledging being wrong. This begins by entertaining the idea that you actually might be incorrect, or at least partly wrong. This brings in the matter of bias. We must recognize that our own views may contain a bias, even if we are right. This is a big step. It may not happen immediately, but it is a pure expression of the Buddhist teaching on wise view. Being able and ready to easily and skillfully change our minds when encountering new information, or simply recognize that the other person's view has validity for them. Rita Gross is a Dharma teacher in both Zen and Tibetan traditions. She's taught widely on gender issues, ecology, and diversity. In her writings, she has some very useful things to say about dialogue with someone with a differing view. She writes, "One must have a mind that remains unflustered and non-aggressive, even in extreme circumstances, including when one is provoked. This means that the conventional response to stupidity and intolerance, that of anger or aggression, is no longer available because it has been thoroughly tamed. The state of mind in which one simply can't fathom how people could hold such strange opinions or beliefs, but doesn't become angry oneself or irritated with others, is difficult to attain. But this is what being an accomplished Buddhist practitioner is all about." The Buddha has given us a powerful set of tools that have never been more important to use during situations in which many of us find ourselves in these times of social and political upheaval. We can each become more skilled and able to realize, in the moment, the value of being able to remain absolutely calm in the face of alternative opinions. We can recognize the importance, the necessity of being able to respond without emotion, remembering your absolute link to the person to whom you are listening. Because the sutras teach us that from previous, uncountable lifetimes, we have been each other's sister, brother, mother, father, by a continuous stream of blood and milk, inextricably bound.